Today on Let's Talk, we have Jane McDaniel, who is the chair, honorary chair of Race for the Cure, which is coming to Northeast Arkansas for the first time. Welcome, Jane.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about how this has come to Northeast Arkansas. I know you've been the face of breast cancer awareness in Northeast Arkansas for a long time, and now we've got a Race for the Cure. Tell us how it happened.
Well, there have been several requests through the years to bring a race to Jonesboro. And at that point, the Coleman National had a moratorium on adding additional races. So it was not available. So last year, they lifted the moratorium. And since there had been so many requests and such an interest from Northeast Arkansas, between 1,000 and 1,500 people went to the Arkansas race annually. So that said, there was already a good base to start a race here.
Very nice. And Susan G. Komen, people have heard that name now. I think it's been about 35 years. She was someone who died of breast cancer, correct?
Yeah, Susan Goodman Komen died of breast cancer when she was 36, and that's young.
That is too young.
And she asked her sister, Nancy Brinkley, to do whatever she could to wipe out breast cancer. So Nancy Brinker took on the cause and established the Susan G. Komen Foundation in 1982 or 3, right after Susie died. And she was called Susie by her family and friends. And it started in Dallas, and it grew in a shoebox, basically. And it was a 501c3, and it has grown. And the Arkansas Race for the Cure has been the second largest race in the country, or in the world, actually.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's fabulous.
Right. Yeah. Oh, it has been an incredible experience.
Well, now, you're a breast cancer survivor.
I am.
And when did you have breast cancer?
30 years ago.
30 years ago.
And oh my goodness, the advances that have been made since then.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And when Coleman, Arkansas started in the 90s, and at the time I was the marketing officer at St. Bernard's, and St. Bernard's became involved in the race, and St. Bernard's has been a major sponsor and a leader in breast health since that time.
You know, Jane, most of us have a loved one or someone we know who has gone through breast cancer, but very few, I guess, really understand the trauma of the moment. Can you tell us a little bit about the feeling of being diagnosed with breast cancer and then going through the process?
Well, I was fortunate that my breast cancer was caught at an early stage. At the time, I was doing Issues in Health, which was the program that St. Bernard's sponsored for a long time. And we had done a program on breast cancer. And it occurred to me, I had not had a mammogram. And one day I said, oops, I think I better do that. So I did, and got the call that I needed to come back, and for a biopsy, and it went from there. I was fortunate that my cancer had not spread, so it was treated with a mastectomy. And that time, we didn't have a whole lot of choices.
Right.
And I had more than one spot, so I wasn't a candidate for a lumpectomy.
I see.
So, but how do you feel? The first feeling is an overwhelming sadness and pain.
Mm-hmm.
And it's emotional trauma.
I would think so.
And then when you get past that and you realize this is the way it's going to be, then you say, okay, I'm going to deal with this the same way I deal with everything else, the best way I can, with a lot of prayer and the support of family and friends.
That's nice. Well, the backstory is you were working at St. Bernard's at the time.
I was.
And were you doing the program at KAIT at the time?
I was.
So,
yes.
and it was called Issues in Health.
Issues in Health. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So you were really involved in the medical community.
Oh, yes.
And had breast cancer yourself and
Right.
were unaware of it.
Right.
So this is a really insidious disease.
And you know, people sometimes think, well, it can't happen to me. Guess what?
Yes.
It can.
What age do you need to be checked?
It depends if your family history is such that there is particularly a first degree, like a mother or a close, a sister. You start with exams and probably your screening mammogram in the 30s. It depends on family history there, unless you have some indicator, as in you find a lump or that kind of thing. But you really need to start the screenings at age 40. And there's been a lot of discussion through the years about, do we do it annually, do we do it every 2 years, and so on. And I think that it is now probably up to the woman and her physician. And the thing that I would say is, if your physician happens not to order it, ask him. Ask he or she. Oh, we went through this when we first started the big push on early detection. Physicians weren't, the woman would say, well, my doctor didn't order it. And our response to that was, ask your doctor to order it.
Right.
You're responsible for your health.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I see. Jane, was there a time, and forgive my ignorance, but was there a time when breast cancer was the #1 killer of women?
It is the #1 killer of women it's the #1 cancer killer of women. Now, heart disease continues to be the #1 killer of women.
Okay.
But in women from the age 50 on, it was. Now, I couldn't tell you exactly where it ranks right now.
Tell us how the funds are used in Arkansas.
After the 25% is sent to Common National for research, the 75% that stays in Arkansas stays with the 63 counties that are in the Arkansas affiliate. There's an affiliate in Texarkana and one in Northwest Arkansas, the Ozark affiliate. So the grants are used for education, for training, for screening mammograms. And one of the big things that it's used for also is to use for mobile mammography, because 1 in 3 counties in Arkansas has no fixed mammography facilities. And you start looking at it and you say, well, why can't there be one in every county? Well, if you look at the population of some of the counties in Arkansas, they don't have the population to support it.
That's right.
And so those counties are ones that are visited by the mobile mammography unit. And St. Bernard's it's on its 2nd mobile mammography unit. And we got one like in 1998 or 99 was our first one. And Coleman Funding helped us get it, and it continues to help. And we went to industries in the first year that we had that mobile unit, 40%. And we went to industries, and industries usually provided insurance for their employees, but the women were working all the time, and they really didn't have time to go have their mammogram. So we took it to them, and 40% of them were first-time mammograms.
That's
so
fabulous.
That's continuing to, the mobile unit is continuing to go to counties that don't have a service. And so that's one of the big things. And then providing transportation means for women who, when the mobile doesn't go, or they want to go someplace else for the care. So that's one of the grants help fund that kind of thing. Since Komen began in the early 90s, $15.2 million has been granted to service providers.
My goodness.
Yeah. And $5.2 million of that has come to the Northeast Arkansas area.
My goodness.
Yeah.
So that's good.
That's good.
Our hospitals in
Our hospitals in St. Bernard's has been a recipient, Arkansas Methodist in Paragould, Lawrence Memorial in Walnut Ridge, Cross Ridge in Wynn, White River in Batesville, Baxter in Mountain Home, Arkansas Hospice. UAMS has a mobile that goes all over the state, basically. Baxter, also at Mountain Home, has a mobile, but they're also used for other things. Some of the grants may be for underserved women, women who don't have insurance or whose insurance is not adequate to pay for their diagnosis and treatment.
I see.
So.
My goodness. So you guys are doing a lot of great things. When is the date of the
date of the race?
Yes.
Is May 6th, and registration is open right now.
How do you register?
You go to arkansascoleman.org
Okay.
and get online, and you'll find some information about Coleman, and you'll see the Northeast Arkansas race people's face crop up, and you'll find a place to register. And registration is $30. It's a co-ed race. For a long time, the Little Rock race was not co-ed.
Oh, really?
Really, it was for women only.
Oh, okay.
And there was something called 3 Miles of Men, and they signed up and cheered the women on.
I see.
But men can walk or run in the Northeast Arkansas race.
Very good.
So,
Very good.
and for people under 20, they can register for $20, but the registration fee is $30. And there'll be a number of events downtown the night before the race.
Yeah, we've got a lot of participants in the community, a lot of corporate sponsorships. I think Chief Rick Elliott and Kevin Miller will have a route for us, put a map route of the race
And
ready pretty soon.
Good, and I think there will be, there may be some firemen as entertainment on the side, but they will have their shirts on.
They're going to have their shirts on.
Yeah, that's what Chief Miller has told us.
Yeah.
But the corporate sponsors for this have been incredible. St. Bernard's is the founding sponsor. Barton Warehouse Stores is the presenting sponsor, and that is huge. And Northeast Arkansas Baptist is a sponsor. Ritter Communications is a sponsor. KIT, the radio stations, KFINE. I mean, they're doing, the sponsorships are incredible. I mean, the business community has, oh my goodness, they've stepped up.
That's great. That's great.
So we're so excited. Part of the downtown on the pasta party, the tickets for that are $20. There'll be an event for men called Walk a Mile in Her Shoes, and they will be wearing high heels.
They better be low, Jane. We're going to have some sprained ankles.
I don't think they have to walk quite a mile. And then there'll be a pink pajama party that's a mile run for the kids, and so there'll be a lot of fun things.
That's great. That's great. So this will be
and
a
there's
fun event.
teams. I mean, there's
There are teams.
There are teams, yes.
There's a City of Jonesboro team.
Oh,
And
good.
yeah, we're going to do that.
You
And
know, the City
how
of
do you,
Jonesboro team.
join teams?
How you join teams, when you get online, you go, when you start to sign up, it gives you a choice to say teams, and then there's a drop down, and you pick your team. And I don't know if they have a password or not, but it's usually something real simple for that particular team.
Okay.
So it would be like City of Jonesboro team,
You're right.
and you'd click that, and then you'd sign up as a member of that team.
Okay. Well, very good.
And I've been a member of St. Bernard's Pink Warrior team for a lot of years.
I bet you have. That's good. That's good.
So
You're gonna run 5K, walk 5K,
maybe,
run 5K backward.
probably not. Oh, one thing I did not mention that I really need to is the location of the race will be at Arkansas State. It will be, the race will start at the football stadium, outside the football stadium, and it will end on the 50-yard line inside
Okay.
the stadium.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's wonderful.
And before the race, there will be a survivor breakfast. There will be a survivor parade, and that's always exciting. The survivor parade.
That's great.
So those are big things for the survivors, and there'll be some kind of entertainment and music with that. There'll be entertainment all along the race route, and once registration has happened, and the week before the race, the race packet pickup, which will include the race bib and the shirt and all that, that will happen at Ritter Communications.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
So good. So we've got a big event coming, and it's going to be a wonderful day. I guess a wonderful weekend. And
We hope so.
We're
We're planning on it.
We're planning on it. And so tell us again the website and the phone number if anybody needs more information.
The website is arkansascoleman.org,
Okay.
and the phone number is on the website.
It's on the website.
It's on the website. I'm sorry,
That's okay. We'll find it.
I'd have to look in my phone to tell you.
We'll find it. No
Good.
worries.
Yeah.
All right.
So-
Well, Jane McDaniel, thank you so much for joining
you're
us
so
on Let's
welcome.
Talk Jonesboro, and we look forward to the Race for the Cure.
Thank you, I do too. Thanks
All
for
right.
having me.
Thank you.